that you have so much more to offer than your sexuality, and you should be treated as such because, as you know, you are a high-value woman.
I want to share with you a pattern in my love life that was really hard for me to spot and understand, but once I did, made a huge difference in my healing. For a lot of my early to mid-20s, I was in relationships or situationships with emotionally unavailable men. So obviously that was a pattern in and of itself that I knew I needed to work through. But there was one other commonality between almost all of the guys that I had a romantic interest in. Usually at some point when they were expressing to me why they weren't yet ready for a relationship, they would say something along the lines of, "You're somebody that I could see myself with. You're somebody that I'd want to marry. You are wife material, girlfriend material, whatever, and I'm just not ready for that now, so we can't be together." And I know now that a big part of the reason they were saying these things is because I was somebody who overextended, overgave of myself in the early phases of relationships. I was giving in ways that were not reciprocal and not mutual because I wanted to make myself of so much value that they would choose me. I wanted to seem so worthy of being chosen because I brought so much to the table and was going to make their life better in all these ways. Hearing that line, that "I'm not ready for you yet" line, but like, "You're somebody I would want to marry," what that did was actually keep me stuck in this cycle because it made me believe that, okay, well, this just isn't the right person or it isn't the right time. If I just, hold out, maybe they'll come around, or I just need to wait for the next right person who will be ready for everything that I bring to the table. And while yes, timing is a huge part of it, and I am such an advocate for trusting the timing of your life, we also need to not abdicate responsibility for the ways that we are showing up in our relationship patterns that aren't healthy for us.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, guys, we are going to be kicking it off with this woman right here who is talking about her regrets in early day dating, okay? Guys, a lot of these women, they go out here, they date through their 20s, okay? They get to their 30s and they're like, you know what? Wait a minute, I have a destructive pattern. I just can't seem to attract the right kind of man. And then we end up with videos like this, guys, where we turn ourselves into the victim. We regret dating all of these bad boys. They don't even really regret it, guys. Like, they actually enjoyed it. They just regret the fact that they can't get commitment from them. But guys, before we jump into today's episode, I have been away for a little while. I just want to say, a lot of you guys ask where I go if I'm away for a few days. If I don't say anything, just assume that I will be back to YouTube, guys. Typically, I'm just doing something in real life and I will be back to YouTube. Also, guys, if you are interested in becoming a Fiend Gang content creator, don't forget to check out that link in the video description. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to leave open the applications for this, guys, but if that's something that interests you, you just really are really keen on losing some brain cells, make sure you check out that link in the video description. But without further ado, let's just jump right in, guys, and take a listen to what this woman has to tell us.
That was really hard for me to spot and understand, but once I did, made a huge difference in my healing. For a lot of my early to mid-20s, I was in relationships or situationships with emotionally unavailable men.
Okay, so right off the bat, what are we doing in our 20s? We are casually dating a whole bunch of different men, and even the ones that we actually wanted, we couldn't get in a relationship with. Okay, guys, this is a red flag for, like, girls will get to 30 and then now they'll want a good man. Okay, the good men were available the entire damn time. It's just that she wants the ones that she can't specifically get commitment from. And this story, guys, it's like you can set your watch to this crap. It's like clockwork. A lot of women go through this exact same thing where they are dating in their 20s and they're like, oh, it's just all these toxic guys and I was just stuck in situationship and blah blah blah, trying to make themselves out to be the victim when they have the choice all along not to engage in that behavior if they want to. They can do it if they want to, guys, right? But the problem becomes when the consequences come at 30 plus years of age.
So obviously that was a pattern in and of itself that I knew I needed to work through. But there was one other commonality between almost all of the guys that I had a romantic interest in. Usually at some point when they were expressing to me why they weren't yet ready for a relationship, they would say something along the lines of, "You're somebody that I could see myself with. You're somebody that I'd want to marry. You are wife material, girlfriend material, whatever, and I'm just not ready for that now. So
Okay, guys, I was actually thinking about this, and let me know what you guys think in the comments, but my thoughts right off the bat is, number one, I don't really believe her, because chances are, you know, when dudes say crap, if a dude's not interested in you, he'll just say something like, oh, you know, I just want to see how things go, or I'm just looking to see how things progress. So he'll say something to that line. Men aren't typically, at least from what I've seen, going to sit here and say, oh, well, you're such wife material. This is what girls do to men. They will sit there and they'll say, well, you know, you're such husband material or your boyfriend material, blah, blah, blah. But I haven't really seen men doing this, okay? But if she isn't telling the truth and the men are saying this and they're not getting into a relationship with her, they're just lying. They're just not interested in dating you. Okay, the bottom line is, when guys are sitting here and giving you this conversation, they're just not interested in you. Now, you can sit there and you can say that, oh, men are intimidated by your greatness in one capacity or another. But let me just cut the crap here. Men are not scared of you. They're just not interested in committing to you. Like, I love how we have to conflate the two things, because men can't have a choice, right? Men can't say, well, I don't want to do this, without being accused of being some variant of a bigot, or, you know, you're intimidated by one metric or another that a woman possesses. It's like, no, maybe the men just don't want to date you. But guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I don't think dudes are running around here saying that girls are wife material. I think if a dude's not interested in you, he's just either A, he's going to tell you straight up, B, he outlined it at the beginning, or C, he's just going to give you some variant of, oh, you know, well, I'm just curious to see how things go. I don't want to rush into anything. Some variant of those. He's not going to typically sit there and tell you that you're girlfriend material. This is something that women do to men. I've noticed a lot more.
Oh, we can't be together. And I know now that a big part of the reason they were saying these things is because I was somebody who overextended, overgave of myself in the early phases of relationships. I was giving in ways that were not reciprocal and not mutual, because I wanted to make myself of so much value that they would choose me.
Okay, so translation. She's trying to paint this in a really nice way, okay? But let me just translate this. She hooked up with men very early, before she secured commitment from them, and she realized that now that she's 30, that perhaps that's not a good strategy. Perhaps she shouldn't just be giving herself to every single dude that she wants to like her. And you know what? I actually agree with this strategy, guys. I think if you're wanting a traditional man, the best way to get a traditional man is to be a traditional woman. You know, to be ladylike. This is something that is just so insulting to a lot of these girls, guys, if you suggest it. But then they slowly start to realize, you know, they have their epiphanies when they get into their 30s, and they're like, wait a minute. Maybe just going around and hooking up with all of these dudes isn't the best way to secure the traditional man that I am looking for, right? Because now we're looking for a traditional man. Now we need something, okay? Now we need security. Now it's time for a man to step up, and now the woman knows what she really wants, and now she has a list of requirements, but she didn't have all of this crap for the dudes that she was actually attracted to. Okay, but guys, the translation here, she's trying to make it out as though like she was just doing like, you know, nice deeds and stuff that were unappreciated, and maybe she was cooking for him and something like that. And you know, maybe she did this for the dudes that she really liked. She did some bits and pieces here and there. But the crux of the matter is that she was giving herself away to dudes very, very early on. And now we realize it, and now we regret it, and now we understand that perhaps it's not the best strategy to get a traditional man, so we have to start painting ourselves as a victim.
I wanted to seem so worthy of being chosen because I brought so much to the table and was going to make their life better in all these ways. Hearing that line, that I'm not ready for you yet line, but like you're somebody I would want to marry, what that did was actually keep me stuck in this cycle, because it made me believe that, okay, well, this just isn't the right person, or it isn't the right time. If I just, you know, hold out, maybe they'll come around, or I just need to wait for the next right person who will be ready for everything that I bring to the table.
Yeah, so lack of accountability, okay? So what we're doing is we're trying to say, well, these men told me these things that didn't make sense, and because I was silly and I was naive, I just kept, you know, having fun. And now a decade later, guys, you know, I was stuck in this vicious cycle of sleeping with men who didn't like me, even though I wanted to. But I was just stuck in it, guys. I was stuck in that cycle. Can somebody please help me? I need my Prince Charming. I don't believe this crap anymore, guys. Like, I sincerely don't, okay? Maybe when I was younger, you could tell me something like this, and I'd look at it and go, well, I guess, maybe, whatever. But now it's just like, absolutely not. Okay, these girls, when they're saying crap like this, guys, they want you to believe that there's some sort of helpless victim to things outside of their control. But what you've got to understand is that it's their decision. And guys, I'm not trying to take it away from them, okay? If they want to go out there and do these things, that's totally cool with me. Okay, hell, it just makes more content for the channel at the end of the day. I don't care. Okay, if you want to go out and you want to get with a whole bunch of dudes, your life to live. Okay, I'm a very much, guys, I'm a live and let live type of individual. I don't really care what you do with your life as long as you're not annoying me. You know what I'm saying? But when you make videos like this and you're like, well, I'm a victim and now I want something better, it's like, well, wait a minute, these were the decisions that you decided to make. These videos, guys, it really reminds me, right? It's kind of like a dude, okay? And let's, for an example, okay, you've got a man, and from ages 20 to 30, he has $10 million in the bank, okay? And he goes out here and he dates all the girls that are fun and really attractive and blah, 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 okay? But by the time he reaches 30 years of age, he's accumulated no business skills, he has $0 in the bank, and he gets to 30, 31, and he's like, wow, you know, that was really immature of me, but don't worry, I'm ready. I know what I want now. I want a millionaire woman, and I'm not going to settle for anything less. You would, and you would look at that guy and you would think, wow, what an idiot, right? Now he comes along and he expects, a traditional, well, quote unquote traditional, right? But he expects a woman to come along and pick up the pieces for him after he gave himself away and made all these terrible decisions, and now he has no money left. It's the same thing as these girls. They can spend their quote unquote money however you like. I don't care. But when you make videos like this, a lot of people are just going to straight up laugh at it.
And while yes, timing is a huge part of it, and I am such an advocate for trusting the timing of your life, we also need to not...
What the hell does that even mean? Advocate for trusting the what? Nah, let's listen to this.
Is a huge part of it, and I am such an advocate for trusting the timing of your life.
Some things, guys, it's like I hear them, and then I have to play them back just to make sure that I didn't understand them, and I play it back and it's like, oh no, you were right, Taylor, it actually makes 0% sense what she just said there. Advocate for trusting the timing of your life. What?
I'm such an advocate for trusting the timing of your life. We also need to not abdicate responsibility for the ways that we are showing up in our relationship patterns that aren't healthy for us. So yes, of course, I had to learn to not listen to the part of me that was attracted to emotionally unavailable men, or rather to listen to it, learn from it, and heal it so that I...
Yeah, guys, you have to, right? So here's the thing. I actually agree with what she's saying. Hey, I've got, as much as I make fun of the word healing and stuff like that, guys, I have nothing against people taking responsibility for their own decisions. I have nothing against it. Okay, if you want to look back and you want to say, oh, well, that was pretty stupid of me. Maybe you're a dude who got married and you got divorced and you lost all of your stuff, right? If you look back on that and you say, hey, I was a bit of an idiot for that. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten married. Makes sense to me. Right, I'm not against people looking back and saying, well, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. The problem is, for these girls, it's all just very convenient, guys, Once we start to get to 30, now we hit the epiphany phase, okay? Now we realize all of these things. It's not before, when we were having our fun, because we were the ones getting all of the attention. Right, but let's play this part back here. So I really want to highlight this as well, guys, because she literally just outs herself here.
Such an advocate for trusting the timing of your life. We also need to not abdicate responsibility for the ways that we are showing up in our relationship patterns that aren't healthy for us. So yes, of course, I had to learn to not listen to the part of me that was attracted to emotionally unavailable men.
Okay, so number one, she's literally outlining the fact, a lot of these girls do this, but she's literally telling you that she is attracted to emotionally unavailable men. Okay, guys, and this is just something I really want to highlight, okay, because a lot of women seem to have this need to tell men that, hey, I'm attracted to emotional guys and guys that show their vulnerability. Number one, that's not true. Number two, if a guy does this, the only reason a woman will stick around is because she's highly attracted to the guy. It's kind of like you're succeeding in spite of. Right, so let's just say you're a really attractive guy and a woman's, you're not emotionally available. She'll be attracted to you. You guys might have a bit of a thing, okay? And then after that, you decide to share some of your emotions. She's probably not going to just instantly ditch you right away if it's just a little bit, because, she's highly attracted to you. But make no mistake, guys, if the girl is like not highly attracted to you and you start saying some emotional stuff, oh, she'll be gone. Right, you're succeeding in spite of. Emotional men are not attractive to women, guys. They're just not. Like, there are plenty of guys, like, come on. let's be honest here. For those of you guys who want to drop a comment about this, perhaps you're open about something like this, but if you've cried in front of a girl or you've been emotional or whatever, you know, there's a good chance at one point or another you just straight up got dropped. The girl will never actually say that's the reason she dropped you, of course, but dudes who have been around the block understand that if you're a dude and you're out here showing, you know, women your feelings and stuff like this is one of the quickest ways to run away women. Now, they might not instantly run away if they're super interested in you, but it still doesn't mean it's not a very effective way of getting women to just run away from you.
Or rather to listen to it, learn from it, and heal it so that I could be attracted to emotional availability instead. But
I'm going to play that back, guys. Let's take a listen to that.
Listen to the part of me that was attracted to emotionally unavailable men, or rather to listen to it, learn from it, and heal it so that I could be attracted to emotional availability instead.
Right, so we had to run through a whole bunch of we had to go get with a whole bunch of bad boys who didn't want you in order to learn that you actually wanted a guy who's gonna, you know, not just be there for the bedroom fun. Absolutely not. Absolutely. First of all, you don't need this to learn this. That's number one. Number two, any guy who accepts you after all of this, you know, for a long-term relationship or a marriage or something like that, doesn't really respect himself. Like that's the thing, guys, because a lot of these girls, they'll say, oh, well, I had to learn from all of these things. Yeah, learn the hard way. Learn the real hard way by jumping into a whole bunch of random dudes' beds. And now some dude is expected to come along and pick up the pieces. Hell no. A lot of guys are going to look at that and they'll say, look, I'll have fun with you. Maybe we can have a bit of a fling or something like that. But what you're essentially doing is you're diminishing your ability to have long-term relationships with men who respect themselves. It's going to be a lot harder for you to get something serious out of a guy now. And you can sit here and say, well, you've done all your healing and you had to go through all of this trauma to learn who you really were. The answer to that is actually no, you don't, number one. And number two, all you've done is make it more difficult for yourself to date.
But I also had to learn from this repetitive pattern, this commonality, where men were seeing how much service I could bring into their lives and seeing that translate into this, oh, she's somebody who would take care of me the way that a wife should take care of a man sort of pattern. And I had to realize that that's actually not something I wanted for myself. I don't want to be in a partnership dynamic where I'm taking care of the other person's mental, emotional, and physical needs all the time. I want to be with somebody who knows how to regulate and do those things for themselves and be.
Yeah, so after all this time of doing, you know, quickly jumping into bed with men that we're attracted to, and perhaps doing things such as, you know, just to try and get them to like you, I don't know, let's just throw in a meal there or something, or, you know, whatever. Now that we've done all this, we've realized, hey, wait a minute, these men don't want me. So what she's going to do now, guys, is she's going to say, no more of that. I'm done taking care of men. I'm absolutely done. I've done all this in my past and it never worked out for me. Now I'm just going to sit here like the princess that I am, and I expect a man to take care of me, who I'm not nearly as attracted to. You see what's happening here, guys? We gave all of this away to dudes who didn't want a relationship, but now that she's ready for a relationship, she refuses to give any of this stuff to the guy. So get this, guys. This is a mind boggle, okay? The man who has the quote-unquote most special relationship with this woman in the future will actually get treated the least special in her entire life. Isn't that amazing to think about? So this dude who's going to be her husband, if she comes across some dude who's going to marry her, or some dude who she's going to have a long-term relationship, whoever this guy is, he's actually going to get the worst treatment out of all the people that this woman has been with, despite the fact that none of the previous men have had to commit to her in any serious way. That is amazing, guys. I love it when we put logic into the mix, and then you realize just how insane things actually sound. And these are the questions, guys. It's like, these are the girls who will make fun of dudes, for example, who don't want to date them, and they will shame them. But it's never actually considered why men might not want to date you. I really have to work on that bingo thing, guys. I think I might flesh out an entire Fiend Gang bingo card. I posted one to the community tab a couple of weeks ago. I might have to make it like a full 5x5 grid so we can start playing bingo to some of these videos.
Be in a healthy interdependent dynamic. So that meant that I needed to learn to not overgive in the beginning stages of a relationship in order to try to prove my worth.
Okay, so she did correct herself a little bit here, guys, but the point still stands that the subsequent man or men that she dates are going to get less than the previous ones who had to put in nothing. So she did try to, you know, save herself a little bit there, but the fact still remains she's not willing to invest as much into these men now.
I had to get comfortable with the law of reciprocity and not trying to fill a role in somebody's life in the early stages of a relationship before we've even built a foundation for our connection. And most important.
Yeah, so before translation, I shouldn't hook up with dudes before I get commitment from them.
Importantly, I had to get comfortable and confident with sourcing my self-worth from within rather than sourcing it from another person choosing me based on how much I do for them. And ladies, if any guy tells you that you are wife or girlfriend material but that he's just not ready for that yet, do not take that as an invitation to try harder. Run the other direction.
Yeah, so now, guys, now we have learned from all of our terrible dating decisions. Oh, that was so difficult, and you know, we were stuck in this cycle. Now we understand that when these really attractive dudes come along, we need to run the other direction. Which, by the way, guys, when they say this, I just want to make this absolutely clear. If a girl is sitting here and saying this crap, like, oh, well, these emotional guys, I'm not going to deal with them anymore, and I'm ready for something serious. Number one, it's a lie. Number two, if she receives that Instagram DM from that guy, again, she will open that DM and she will respond to it. Okay, like, people seem to be absolutely blind to this, guys, but if you sit here and think, okay, well, this woman's going to go out here, she's going to find her man who actually cares about her. First of all, she's not going to be attracted to him. Second of all, even if she is, she's going to be comparing him to all of the previous men anyway. At one point or another, she's going to receive a DM, something's going to happen, and she's going to end up talking to those previous guys who she's complaining about anyway. Like, this is not some sort of like, oh, well, I'm no longer attracted to these men because I have self-worth now. No, they're still attracted to the same dudes. It's just that they need to secure commitment now. They'll still open the DMs, guys. They will still talk to that same dude, and that's just the way it goes. But guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments, guys. What do you think about these girls who get into their 30s and start regretting their dating decisions, guys? Do you think that they are now healed and enlightened? Do you think that they are taking some steps in the right direction? Or do you think it's just too awfully convenient and none of them should be able to date men seriously in any capacity whatsoever, because that is what they deserve? Guys, make sure to leave your thoughts and your comments, and as always, guys, make sure to take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.